Hi, my name is Rick Sanchez. I'm with a company called Tractor Tip Equipment. What we have for sale here today is an L60G wheel loader. The serial number of this particular machine, come on in here, bro, is the full serial number is V like Victor, C like Charlie, Edward, 0, L like Linda, 60, G like good, J like J-Lo, 0000123. I'm going to leave that last digit blank. We're going to talk about the mechanics of this particular machine in the first clip, the operating specs in the second, we'll run it in the third. If you buy this tractor from me or any of the other machines I've got for sale, you're going to be dealing with a guy by the name of Pro Provencio. He's my right-hand man. He's running the camera right now. Price on a new machine like this these days, buddy of mine is pricing them out. He's buying a new loader. He said that they're selling for like $170,000, $180,000 equipped like it is. This machine weighs 26,000 pounds. The widest point is the bucket right here at 8 foot 3 inches. Highest point is the top of that cab at 10 foot 8 inches. As far as the history of this unit goes, this machine, like almost every machine we purchase, is an original owner Dallas, Texas machine. I say that because we are far enough south and we're 300 miles from the ocean, so the only salt we see is the salt on our kitchen table. I say that because this machine is not rust pervasive in any, what I'm trying to say is rust is not pervasive on this machine in any way, shape, or form. You'll see where the paint's been scraped off and rainwater's gotten to it, but that's just surface surface rust. It is in no way, shape, or form rust pervasive. Just about every machine we purchase comes from one of about 30 different large contractors or municipalities here in the Metroplex that we deal with. This particular machine comes from, this particular machine is what you would consider a Dorf machine, kind of a dealer-owned rental fleet machine. And the significance of that is that it's a well-maintained machine by the dealer. The dealer partnered up with a rental company here in the Metroplex, and they rented the machine through that rental company, and they maintained it and all that other good stuff. So, not to mention the fact that this machine also had a very good maintenance manager. He had an excellent maintenance program that rivaled some of the best I've seen. If a machine came in to his rental company and it was within 50 hours of its next service, he went ahead and completely serviced the machine. So this machine was actually over-serviced, which is a good thing. We've been happy with all the machines that we bought from these guys, and it should be said that before I purchase any machine, my mechanics thoroughly inspect it, and if they think it's okay, then my right-hand man, Pro Provencio, goes out and inspects it, and if he says it's okay, then and the money's right, then I personally go out and I inspect it. So we're pretty particular and pretty precise about what we do when we buy equipment. As far as options go on this loader, this loader's got a coupler here. As you can see, there's a set of forks over there. If you can glance over there, Pro. It's got a coupler. It's got auxiliary hydraulics here. These tires are radial tires as opposed to bias ply tires, so they're going to last a lot longer. It is, you know, all loaders are inherently four-wheel drive. I don't think I've ever seen a wheel loader that, a large construction loader like this that wasn't four-wheel drive. It's got a hydraulic fan. So the significance of this hydraulic fan is that it's kind of disconnected from the motor, and you can clean out your radiators really well. There's your hoses to power your fan. Oh, it's got a backup camera, which you can't see because we got the hood up. It's got a battery disconnect switch here. And Pro, if you can show them those buttons right there raise and lower the hood. It is an enclosed tab. The air conditioner blows ice cold. Heater works great. Can't think, Pro, what? I forget what Volvo calls this linkage here. So traditional loaders, I don't have another loader here handy that I can show you, but they have what's called a Z-bar linkage, and then you've got what's called a parallel lift, where you got a Z-bar linkage is a single cylinder that tilts your bucket, and then you've got a parallel lift where you've got the bucket, the two cylinders that raise and tilt your bucket. So the idea behind that is that you can have a parallel lift capabilities where your forks stay parallel with the ground. This is I forget what Volvo calls it. They've actually got a patent on this design. It's one of the best designs out there for loader linkage. It's a cross between your Z-bar linkage and your parallel lift linkage. So I probably just confused that whole thing, but anyway, this is a really cool design. It maximizes your breakout force. It allows you to have parallel lift, and another thing is you got a 12-volt outlet in the cab is another option. This engine here, this is a turbocharged 6-cylinder D6E LC engine. It's a bulletproof engine. One of the most fuel efficient engines in the market. Bro, I didn't say how many hours this loader had on it.
I didn't look.
This loader has 6,440 hours on it. The hours may accrue a little bit. We bought these Volvo loaders. These are great loaders. I mean, I bought these Volvo loaders with 18, 20, 22,000 hours on them. They're really, really good loaders. That's a good engine is what I was trying to say. It's got a gross horsepower of 154 and a net horsepower of 153. It's got a 60-gallon fuel tank, which will run you anywhere from 14 to as many as 20 hours of operation on a single tank of fuel, depending on your application, of course. All of the fluid levels on this tractor are where they should be. This machine is mechanically sound. There's no leaks on it. Everything works. The transmission runs through all the gears without hesitation. The brakes stop it on a dime. Top speed is 27 miles an hour in forward, 27 in reverse. As far as these tires go, you can see these tires are probably about 75%. Like I said earlier, they're 20.5 R25s. There's no cuts or gashes in the tires. Show them these tires, Phil. That water right there is just condensation from the air conditioner. We were using this machine a little earlier, so like I say, it may accrue a few hours. As far as this bucket goes, this cutting edge is about 95%. It's never been turned. bucket width again is 8 foot 3 inches. The height is 4 foot 1 inch. And the depth of this bucket is 3 foot 5 inches. This is about a 3 1/4 yard bucket. Now we're selling this machine without forks. So, well, we're gonna let that man get out of the way and we'll go over the forks. The breakout force on this loader is 18,700 pounds. The static tipping load is 16,402 pounds. The lifting capacity on this loader is limited by its static tipping load, which is simply stated is that the weight of this machine, it'll actually tilt forward before the hydraulics give out. The hydraulics are so powerful that the lifting capacity is limited by the weight opposite this fulcrum on this axle right here. That hinge pin right there, if you were loading into a dumpster, is 12 foot 8 inches. What else, bro?
It's a good machine. That's just about covered it.
All right, we're gonna run it in the next clip. inside of the cab here, but Pro, go ahead and lower that. Pro is lowering that hood. That's the way it lowers electronically. Your fuse panels back here. Here's one of your hour meters. There's your seat. It's in really good condition. It's the original seat. You got an operator's manual and a service manual there and a safety manual. There's your regeneration sheet. Here's all your this right here is your parallel linkage. This, I don't know what these do. Okay, so here's where you start the machine. You've got a you've got a camera right there. There's your cap. It says everything's okay. That means that everything's checked out. That little symbol right there is a regeneration symbol. It's up there. Here's your panel for your to control your instrument panel. That's your coupler right there. This right here is that's your hydraulic lockout. This is your windshield wipers, lights. I guess that's a float. Oh, I know what that's for. That's to prevent your bucket from going too high. It's a lockout. This is a regeneration button. This is your automatic or your gear selector. This is your differential lock. That's your whether you want it in automatic, manual, or high. There's your air conditioning system. This air conditioner is blowing nice and cold right now. It's 90 degrees here in Dallas, and it's quite comfortable in this cab. You've got all these vents blowing at you. So that's the inside of the cab.